Okay, here we go. Tony from Boston. O'Reilly has a book, The O'Reilly Factor for Kids, a survival guide for America's families. He writes about sex and booze for kids. Scary effing thought.
Yeah, his whole pitch in that book is how you should shield your children from all the sickos that are out there and all the sick media that's on the computer and television and those darned rap videos that are just full of boobies and booty, Opie.
And
he's the guy.
He's
the guy. And shock jocks, of course. That's going to save the world and save the children.
Didn't he cost Ludacris a Pepsi endorsement?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. There was a little story back in August 2002. Jenna Jameson was on the O'Reilly Factor on his show and talking about pornography, the porn business. And, of course, he's just ripping her apart. Not in the way she's normally ripped apart with a big, huge cock, but in the O'Reilly way. And after the interview, he requested copies of her films.
I told you guys that yesterday.
Oh, really? I wasn't listening.
Oh, yeah, no, I did.
Yeah, requested copies of the films after the interview. Not like he needs them for research before he interviews her.
Most of these guys are just full of ass, man.
Remember that guy who was that? I've sinned against you, my Lord.
Right.
Jimmy Swaggart.
But
I'm talking
about the biggest perverts ever.
I'm talking about the reporters and these media guys. We had a New York Times reporter in here. He acted like he loved the show and really got what Ant and I are about and this and that. We were going to get killed in the New York Times.
Do you
understand that.
He seemed like a nice enough guy.
And people in Washington called me yesterday afternoon because they had then interviewed them. And they're like, why would you hire these guys? You know what they did. We don't get,
What?
Oh, yeah, dude. He totally changed his tune after he left the studio.
Are you kidding?
Not kidding at all.
Let's see how it looks.
No, it looked like it would be a great ad, right? I mean, a great ad, a great interview? No way.
Let's see
We're
how
going to
it
get
looks.
destroyed in the New York Times a week from Sunday.
Well, if that happens...
Which is fine. I mean, if the New York...
the Times, for God's sake.
Right, if the New York Times is writing good stuff about Opie and Anthony, then we're not doing our jobs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm convinced of. And then we've had other experiences. Remember the time in Boston when we had all the illegal girls getting naked in the...
teen girls? Illegal girls.
Yeah, it was smart.
Just a joke, people. No, this local reporter for Fox up in Boston comes in to do a story on Anthony and I when we were doing our whole Whip 'em Out Wednesday thing when it became so huge up there that we were told to stop it.
Yeah, they were doing a story on it, and they sent some reporter over in a T-shirt and jeans. He had an earring.
Remember, he had the earring.
And he's like, comes over, guys, I'm such a fan of the show. Dude, this is going to be so cool.
Right.
And he videotaped everything. And that day he came in, oh, my God, one of the sickest days we've had.
Yeah, and there were naked girls giving them lap dances and stuff when the cameras were off.
Lots of nudity. The girls are going at each other.
Right.
And he was filming some of the stuff and, filming us and doing an interview with us as our friend, Guys, it's going to be great, man.
Great exposure for you guys.
So we're all psyched and we're all naive. We sit down to watch the newscast.
Later
all of a
that
sudden,
night.
the cool guy in the T-shirt with the earring, he didn't have the earring anymore, and he was dressed in a suit. And his hair was all slicked back, and he was standing there in front of on an overpass of the Mass Pike with his microphone going, Whip 'em Out Wednesday. This is a promotion done by two shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. A danger on the highway? Should this stuff be permitted? And just started railing us. It wasn't the same guy. Showing pictures of, showing the video of the activities of the day.
Yeah.
And we were the Antichrist. We were the worst.
And all these guys do it. We're learning as we move forward here, We were really stupid back then. And even when we did Bill O'Reilly 2 years ago, we were pretty stupid. Remember, he meets us, and he was really, really cool to us. And, congratulations, guys, on all your success and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then proceeds to try to, destroy us on camera.
Well, then you have to address that once it happens, and you have to address it relentlessly. If it happens that way, I think you're wrong. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
What, the New York Times article?
Absolutely not.
Uh-huh.
If it is,
that's fine. If it is,
we'll discuss it.
But I wish the guy was a little. Well, we'll see.
Anytime,
I guess we'll see when it comes out.
I'm tending to believe Opie now. I'm kind of siding with you now, especially if he. was doing an interview with the rest of
XM.
They
were asking all the questions.
The questions.
That we've heard a million times.
Well, maybe he has to ask those questions. They may be very standard questions. What made you think that these guys won't self-destruct again? Maybe they were questions that,
We'll see.
Maybe.
So
who knows?
Chris from Boston, as we seg into this Bill O'Reilly thing here.
Again.
Bill O'Reilly, hey guys, how much of a pompous ass can this guy be? He told a reporter last night, famous people are targets, and I'm a big target.
Yeah.
Wow. Also has a big cock.
That's what the guy writes. He goes, I didn't know if he was talking about his celebrity status or his hog.
He must love that part of it, really.
Yeah.
You know, you get all these accusations and stuff, and then it says, big cock.
Well, yeah, he's like, everything is false about this report.
Everything's
except for
false.
one thing.
Except for big cock. I want to stand behind my big cock.
Yeah, get rid of one of them. Thanks, Ben. Not too distracting. So we got our Bill O'Reilly interview. The latest is that he's been told not to talk
not
about.
To talk. That's what the lawyers tell you to do.
What is it? He's pompous even in the paper. I've been told to keep
my big mouth shut. A little self-deprecating humor there. Keep my big mouth shut. So should have kept your big mouth shut on those telephone calls there, Bill. Allegedly.
And maybe keep your bunghole shut, too.
Keep that big bunghole shut and keep the vibrator out of it, according to reports.
Yeah.
According to many, many reports.
As reported in the lawsuit.
As reported on,
as allegedly reported.
As everyone believes.
Very allegedly.
You like to talk
We really
dirty.
don't know. We weren't there.
Not at all, but we're just taking a guess that you like to talk
we
dirty and
weren't
have things
there.
in your
We
fairy
don't
ass.
know. This is allegedly.
Allegedly. You decide.
Yeah.
It's the no spin zone. Fox News.
You read and then you decide.
Yeah.
And there was some good reading yesterday on this program.
Use that vibrator.
All right, so this is actually pretty entertaining. We never played this on the radio.
No.
Our exclusive interview with Fox.
Stupid Bill.
Talked to him for well over an hour, and this is the piece they put together. You know, it's not that bad, but the funniest, when he goes off on the sex thing, it's like...
It's the sex thing.
Now you look at him like, what a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Opie and Anthony. These radio geniuses were fired from a multi-million-dollar gig last week after they aired a play-by-play of two people having sex in, of all places, St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Wrong.
These two radio geniuses. Hey, at least every girl that's ever come on our show that has done things on the air has been willing participants. Not like as reported in the lawsuit against you, Bill O'Reilly, where you're making these phone calls and it's against this girl's will.
That was Shepard Smith. You know that.
That was the Shep?
Yeah, Shepard Smith setting up the bit.
That was Shepard Smith, the guy that was arrested for running a woman over in a parking lot once?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, Anthony, you mean you've never called a subordinate and masturbated with a thing in your ass?
Ben, but
you've never called a girl while you're talking about my wife has a vibrator, then put one in your tuchus?
And talk as I crank it and ejaculate?
You ever did that?
I don't remember. Okay. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that was the Shep Smith.
Yeah, he's just setting up the bit. But so far, one false account there. It wasn't a play-by-play. Whatever.
This may be the first time you've heard of them, but not Bill O'Reilly. Oh, no. Factor this. He's been onto these guys for some time and actually sat down with them a few months back. Donna Summer once sang a song about hearing it on the radio. But 25 years ago, Donna Summer had no idea that radio in America would come down to the likes of Opie and Anthony. These two shock jocks have made big money by dreaming up sexual situations and then convincing low-life listeners to act them out.
All right, I got to agree with him there.
Well, yeah, that's true.
All right.
Seems like he's dreaming up some sexual fantasies and having ex or current or former of whatever you want to call them employees acting them out on a phone.
Low-life listeners or your own producer. How about that?
Hell, when I got my cell phone, I had no idea the things you could do with it, Bill.
Yes.
So we got something in common here.
I got a vibrating cell phone in my ass. Call Bill O'Reilly.
You're learning about radio, and I'm learning about what I could do with a cell phone. Thanks, Bill.
Call me now, please. Be dialing, people.
Jeez.
I need a little vibe on my rectum as I spank one out to an unwilling participant on the telephone, according to the reports.
Allegedly, and
lawsuit,
we have no idea because we weren't there, type of thing. Yes,
but I believe it personally.
But O&A finally blew it. No pun intended.
It's like you blew a load on your stomach during those phone calls, Bill.
And let it dry there? Well, we don't know, but...
And started talking about your appearance on the Leno show to the girl that was disgusted on the other end of the line.
Who blew what, huh? What?
Oh, I got a little on my phone. Hello, Moto. Gotta clean that up.
So who are Opie and Anthony? Well, we were onto them way before everybody else.
Yeah.
O&A! O&A!
Those Those are the low-life listeners.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show. Yes, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
If there's a wow on your vehicle, they see the wow, pull up next to you, and flash you their beautiful breasts.
This is what used to happen when Opie, otherwise known as Greg Hughes, and Anthony Cumia were still on the air.
Otherwise known as Complete Tool.
I know, but why did you just say that?
Otherwise known as, see, we know his name. This is Bill O'Reilly, otherwise known as fucking pervert. Allegedly, according to reports.
What a pompous dick.
This guy, just listen to his delivery on the whole thing. Listen to how fake disgusted he is with us. He's a pompous ass.
Take your bra off and take it off now.
Hey, what color panties you wearing? Well, those two clips
All right.
didn't make us look good in that piece, huh?
But you know, I was doing the Vince McMahon impression,
and I was doing my Bill O'Reilly impression.
I think you were doing the wacky DJ impression.
I guess that audio of us talking intelligently about politics just didn't make for a good story that day, right?
No.
Sex was the staple of the program, especially sex that involved public display, women flashing their chests, people having sex on the air. Tastelessness, the pair thought would appeal to male listeners during drive time, was also welcome. Hughes and Cumia have always pushed the envelope. They were fired from their previous radio job in Boston. In a 1998 April Fool's Day prank, they claimed Mayor Tom Menino had been killed in a car crash. 2 weeks ago, it was this couple's sexual escapade at St. Patrick's Cathedral, they say it was simulated, that was broadcast live on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, there he goes. They say it was simulated.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's like us saying,
I don't think everybody laughed.
Bill saying this didn't happen.
Yes. They say,
because he's basically saying there, I know what happened, even though I wasn't there and didn't hear the program.
Wink,
they
wink.
say, yeah, okay, whatever.
I say I never called this woman with a vibrator in my ass. I say. She says I was jacking off with her on the other end of the phone.
We have no idea what happened
The truth?
during those phone calls.
Who knows? According to her lawsuit, I like putting fake penises in my ass and jacking it on the phone.
Bill says that he didn't have a dildo in his ass.
Right.
Yeah.
You decide. It's a no-spin zone.
The couple were arrested, along with the producer who provided the play-by-play of the encounter over his cell phone. A firestorm ensued, the FCC started an investigation, and Infinity Broadcasting gave Hughes and Cumia the boot. A possibility the pair weren't thinking about when they sat down with me.
That is such bull. Because we discussed all that on his show.
Yeah.
Remember, we said, look, we got the type of jobs, that where we're so edgy, we have no idea when it's all going to end. We told them all this stuff.
When they sat down with me, and I sat on a vibrator.
And you know what's funny? He tried to make this look like we gave an exclusive interview. What you're about to hear happened at least a year before we got fired.
It was a year before we got fired.
People in the media do. They find whatever tape they can and put it together to meet their needs and make believe they got the exclusive interview. We never talked to him about, After Sex for Sam, and they called like crazy.
Women. Love them, right? Here it comes.
See, I know.
Here it comes. All right, Bill.
He looks at us. Women. Love them.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there like, all right, here he goes.
Here it comes. I do, too. I love calling him up with a vibrator in my ass and jacking one out as I talk dirty, according to lawsuit reports.
Sex objects or, what?
Sure.
Toys?
In a way, that's part of the way men look at women as sex objects. You walk down the street, you see a girl, especially a nice summer day, wearing a little top and shorts. You're gonna look. All of a sudden, that place is her. You don't know her from a hole in the wall.
You're not thinking about her IQ scores.
Yeah.
You're just thinking You're just thinking about what her phone number is.
Good one.
Good comparison, though. You don't know her from a hole in the wall. Very nice and accurate.
I like that little digital noise that's going on. Did we do the interview from the Millennium Falcon?
I don't know. This is the
Sounds
best,
like we're broadcasting from
this is
space.
the best copy we could find. We're back to wave files and yes, Steve.
Yeah, it was really hissy audio. I had to run it through several noise filters
You're
to
a
get it to
hissy.
that sterling quality.
Thank you.
Have a hissy fit.
One of the articles I read, you had an interesting phrase, cringe radio.
Right.
It's like cringe telephone.
What's cringe radio?
We like to make people cringe. We like to do things where people go, I don't know if I should turn it off or listen, but you know they're listening.
Painful to listen to sometimes, where you're sitting there going, oh my God, is it going to go further? Are they going to stop right now? Or
oh my God, is Bill going to go further, or is he going to stop right now?
Please, Bill, stop.
I just messed this up. Hold
on.
You're doing good.
Okay,
I got the family, friends, and dildo up my ass plan on my phone. I call it my dildo up the ass plan.
We like pushing buttons. We like getting reactions.
How crude does the audience want it?
There's a lot of different levels. I don't think you can just pigeonhole our listeners into, this guy wants it this crude, There are some people that get turned off by it and switch the radio off. There are other people that are like, why didn't you go further,
Right.
And we know at this point what our audience likes. We know how to do it, and that's what we give them.
Well, what do they like? What do they want?
They like to be entertained and traffic.
Be specific, though. You just said, wait. You just said, we know what our audience likes and we give it to them. I want specifically what they like.
Okay, you know what men like, Bill?
No, I'm...
Yeah, you don't know what men like.
Know what men like, Bill? They like calling up women on the phone and jacking to it. That's what they like, Bill. Don't you know? Can you sprint? Can you hear my vibrator now? Good.
I was looking at him going, you're just like us. Who are you kidding?
I know.
Who are you kidding? You're a guy just like Anthony and I.
He's a guy. He's got some success, so he's got some fame. He's got money. You know what he's doing? Stop it. He's calling women.
Allegedly. We have no idea.
I tend to believe it. Personally, based on what I have read and my meetings with Bill O'Reilly, I would believe this story. I believe this woman. I believe that he was doing these things. Calling up this woman with a dildo in his ass.
Are they saying that's where that was? Or was he using it just to kind of...
Where else would it be?
I'm saying where it is.
Maybe he was using it to just, vibrate his area.
He says, according to the lawsuit that she...
What?
According to the lawsuit she filed, Opie...
Why is Ben hackling?
He said he owns a dildo that's shaped like a cock with a battery in it. That's his vibrator. So you don't hold another cock vibrator against yours and use it like that. You would stick it up your keister.
Unbelievable.
I think you could use it a few different ways, though, I'm thinking.
I don't know. He's a sick puppy. It's funny.
Yeah.
And the other thing about O'Reilly, from what I've heard from people that work over at Fox, you can't even touch his chair. You can't even go near his stuff. He's the biggest
Who the hell want to touch his chair after what we read yesterday?
But no batteries on it.
Because it vibrates. Whoa. The chair.
Likes and we give it to them. I want specifically what
Here it
they
is
like.
again. Listen.
Okay, you know what men like, Bill?
No, I'm...
talk about sex, talk about sports, talk about
entertainment,
hanging with their friends,
talk about
TV
sex.
shows,
talk about sex.
Ooh, we got to get that clip for our
Let's
little
talk
machine.
about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me with a dildo in my ass.
That's a great sound.
Talk about sex.
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 Where's my phone? Talk about sex. Talk about sex. 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 Sex.
Yeah.
Sex. Sex. Sex.
No,
sex
that's
is
number one.
There's sex in there, sure.
We wouldn't consider sex number one on our show.
No way.
No way.
Every time I turn in...
The media likes to
well, wait a minute.
to
Every time
pigeonhole
I
it
tune
that
into
way.
your program, there's a babe taking off her top, or there's a discussion of lesbians.
Listen every day, Bill.
You see?
It looks like he listened to us.
I guess so.
We might have influenced him. I think he might be right.
He might be right.
These shock jocks have got to get off the air because it's making responsible journalists do crazy things when they're not doing their show.
If we can influence a conservative like Bill O'Reilly to do things like call up women with a dildo in your ass and jack it on the phone as you talk dirty to her, just imagine what the poor impressionable children are going to do now based on this program. I'm stopping this show. It is a danger. Bill O'Reilly has proven that to me.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time I tune in, there's a sexual theme. I'm not hearing the ball scores.
Every time you call someone, it seems like there's a sexual theme.
The ball scores are two of them in your hand as you jack it with a vibrator in your ass.
You think he ever pulled over a car and went, spit your gum out? Show me how you produce a show. Oh.
Stick your tongue out.
Yeah.
What a pompous ass.
He probably listened to the show. It gets him so worked up. There are some people out there that cannot listen to sexual content, cannot watch sexual movies. They get so charged up that they got to do something. And it can't just involve, spanking one out or maybe some kind of normal sexual relation. Especially maybe if you're married, you have a problem, intimacy with the wife after a while. Who knows? But some people can't handle it. And it seems like maybe he's one of those people that has to go out and do things like phone sex with women. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Jimmy, maybe, a sex addict.
You can hear the frustration in his voice.
Very frustrated. Yes. He's got to sit there and be all straight-laced.
He's pissed
off. He wants to call up and talk about getting 2 stewardesses in a car in JFK parking lot.
He's pissed off that we get to live in this environment, and he has to do his stupid talking points and try to get rap stars in trouble.
Yeah, unbelievable.
If you took sex out of the Opie and Anthony show, you had a lot of dead air. You know what I mean?
No, we don't. Mm-hmm. We fill it up.
Is there anything you won't do for ratings? Because it's all about money. That's what it comes down to. You want to get good ratings. You want to succeed. You want to make money. You want to stay on the air. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's exactly why we got into this business.
Maybe you, Bill.
Did we fall into the money after 10 years? Sure. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
We made no money doing this for many, many years.
Yeah, the last thing was this was money. And he's like, it's the money. The money. Well, who said that? He pulled that out of his ass. Well, had to make some room for a dildo. But, where'd that come from, Bill?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Is there anything you won't do on the radio for money?
For money.
Because you're mercenaries.
That's clever.
Aren't you mercenaries? Am I wrong?
No, we go out and we want to do a good show every day.
Yeah.
For the reason of?
Not money. Just
you know what?
We're artists, too, and we like creating and we like entertaining.
Strange as that may seem.
You're artists?
We like what we do. And when we come off of a great show, that we feel we did a great show that day, we're feeling good about it. And as far as doing anything for ratings, no, that's another misconception. We're not going out there trying to do this sensational stuff to get ratings.
The people you work for, the big operation, the big radio operation, do they care what you say on the air?
Without a doubt.
We do every day.
We have guidelines. We have FCC, rules we got to adhere to, and we do a very good job at that.
Well, you skirt it. You're smart.
Yeah,
we're
very smart. We know where the line is, and we tiptoe on the line, of course. They just don't want us to lose the license of the radio station. Yeah. Simple as that.
As long as you're adhering to FCC regulations and making money for
they don't want to get
the company.
Yeah. That's bad for business.
Some of the rules are very clean-cut and plain and simple, and some are a little gray. And the job, our job to entertain in the type of radio we're doing, is to carefully tread that line.
Well, it looks like Opie and Anthony didn't tread carefully enough. But even worse, Aunt B will never forgive them.
Bill made him funny. Dick. Hey, Bill, do me a favor when you're jacking it. Do me a favor and listen to this. None on us.
None on us.
None on us.
Responsibility? None on us.
None on us.
There's certain guidelines you have to adhere to. Yeah, like not calling your subordinates with a dildo in your ass. That's a good starting point. That's a good jump-off point of things not to do. Bill O'Reilly. Defendant Bill O'Reilly, as it's stated in the report.
In the reports.
Which I've read about 5 times already. I just laugh my ass off.
It's great.
When he starts talking about how she should have a vibrator and how he's the guy that can take care of her until she finds a boyfriend, that he can give her lessons and train her. He can train her to be a wonderful lover.
And what kind of a real man?
That bit on
I know. Isn't that the creepiest?
It's so creepy, man.
Me and my lover eat large portions of pork and make love. O'Reilly's one of those creepy kind of guys, though. He doesn't have a sexuality to him. He's so straight-laced on his image that you can't picture him getting down and dirty. So when it comes out, it's almost like that Frank Gifford story that came out years ago about him tooling some chick in the ass in a hotel room.
Oh, my God.
Makes it that much creepier.
This is what he said on Regis and Kelly, or is it Kathy Lee, whatever the blonde is.
Regis and current whore.
Kelly.
Regis and
Kelly Ripa.
Current blonde.
Ripa a new ass.
During an appearance to promote his children's book on Live with Regis and Kelly,
children's book,
O'Reilly said he'd been repeatedly threatened with lawsuits and bodily harm over the past few years. He said he knew that by filing his lawsuit, he could perhaps ruin his career.
Yeah, filing your lawsuit.
No, he's trying to save his career.
That's a preemptive strike.
He's so trying to just save it at this point. Pete from Jersey, what's going on?
Oh, and hey, how's the guys going, huh?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you something about Bill O'Reilly. He was talking to you guys about it's all about the money.
Yeah.
You guys don't charge people to view your website, and he does. He charges a premium membership that it's 15 cents a day.
We only charge people to listen to us.
That's right. And that's because we had no choice.
Bad example, my friend, but I see where you were trying to go there.
We went this route because we had no choice. But we still try to give as much free stuff to our listeners as possible. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, buddy. Pete from Connecticut, hey.
Hey, guys, first time, long time.
All right.
Whack.
You know what Bill O'Reilly was doing, don't you?
Huh.
He was doing the no-spin jerk.
the no-spin
jerk. When no one's home, you make a phone call to your producer, and you start to jerk. Get out the lube. But you gotta have the dildo in your ass, don't you, Bill? For that no one home, chick on the phone, dildo in the ass, jerk. Great. You gotta love when things like this happen.
To a guy like him.
You know what pleasure people took when we got thrown off the air?
Oh, yeah.
You know the reporters, and they were all giggling and having a good time, and Shepard Smith was calling us idiots and buffoons, and they giggle and love this. And I gotta admit, it is fun. When it happens to someone else, it's a pisser.
It's actually it's a fun party to have.
Yeah, when people are on top and they fall on their ass, God, it's so much fun.
Joe from Jersey,
glad I could pile on.
How we doing?
All right, Joe.
Hey, I'm an ex-cop, and just the way this guy was interviewing you guys, I don't remember. Was that when you were on NEW, or was that just recent?
Your name Volpe?
No, that interview was done about a year before we actually got fired. Well, maybe not a year. I'm trying to remember now.
I don't know. That interview was 1977, I believe. Opie.
It was at least. Well, now I'm thinking about the one-armed bandit and all that, and the slot machine shit.
Slot machine.
I wouldn't be surprised if like the FBI profilers were looking at this asshole.
When he was asking
those, this guy.
Well, no, I remember sitting there in front of him, and when he was asking all that stuff, I was just getting a creepy feeling from the guy.
Yeah,
really, just.
I would have made him stand up. I bet you he had fucking wood. I mean, he sounds like he was getting off on this interview. This guy's he's a freak.
All right, thank you, Joe.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Frank.
That was right when you guys got syndicated. That's when that piece
was it.
Yeah, the original. Yeah.
So, okay, the original. So that was about a year before we got canned.
Doesn't Bill O'Reilly have a small child, like 4 years old? Nice role model.
Yeah, no, he just had a baby recently.
Yeah, nice role model. How would you like it, Bill? How would you like it if your daughter grows up, gets a career, becomes a producer somewhere,
and then goes to a concert and allegedly has a little too much fun at the concert, and then ends up in the emergency room while you're trying to have this big huge career?
Wow, I wasn't even going there.
Yeah, and your wife shows up at the hospital, or your ex-wife, very upset.
What are you talking?
I was going somewhere else.
Oh, you're talking
Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Bill O'Reilly page. I was on the wrong page. I'm
sorry.
I saw that. Oh, what?
No. Go to the O page, not the S page.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
There it is. All right.
I got mixed up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Your daughter, grows up, gets a job, goes in there, and her boss is calling her up on the phone, dildo in ass, and talking dirty to her against her will. Would you enjoy that? Would you enjoy that, Bill? I don't think you would. Even though, according to these reports, you're kind of a sick bastard.
You're supposed to be protecting the children. You're one of those guys on TV, protecting the children.
Yeah, you're a protect the children kind of guy.
Ugh. There's a lot of you out there. the protecting the children
Boy,
guy.
he must love the fact that all this is coming about when he's trying to promote his kids' book.
Oh, it's great. And if you can't protect the kids, just shoot some on your stomach while you chat on the phone. Creep.
You gotta love it, man. Gotta love when these things happen to these people. At least us, we're a couple of screw-ups. You know what I mean? If we get thrown off the air because couples having sex in a church, you know, we're asswipes, and it's expected of us. We're not trying to be anything else than who we are. When you're a Bill O'Reilly and people like him, and you're trying your best to get on the air and put out this persona that you're holier than thou, you're saving the world, you're getting people fired from their jobs, you're getting people thrown off the air, because all in the name of protecting our society and the children.
Because you know better.
And then behind the scenes, as reported in lawsuits, you're doing awful things, awful, perverse things. You're a hypocrite. That's how I see it. Hypocrite.
Okay. What do we...